For Guam, yeah, it's kind of like first discovered in around 1521 by Ferdinand Magellan and all that. He was kind of like start of the Spanish conquest of the Pacific and all that. But so like these days, people are more likely to know of neighbouring Saipan as sites of like World War II battles, but still, yeah, it's like it became like an American. Me as the screen just froze for quite a while. Yeah, it's like the Spanish did start trading, but it's been like in an 1890 Treaty of Paris between Spain and the US would formalise a handover between Spain and Guam over to the US, and it still remains a US territory to this day, kind of thing. As it's like, yeah, it's like you're trying to make a democracy out of it. People. Yes, but like, it's like in these days it's more in the line of fire with North Korea, as it's kind of a little like they are in range of like nuclear missiles and all that, so it's a bit like, yeah. So like as there are still like local people's culture and tradition still in traditional civilization and all that. And yeah, English is spoken throughout the island. However, local people continue to speak their own Chamorro language, as some particularly older residents who live in Guam during like World War II may also speak Japanese as well. So like I did leaf over like a lot of history and all that. So like I will be putting like the links in description below for you to kind of go through like the history of it. So it's like after like Nigeria and all, it's like it was a war, like half an hour at least, like 31 minutes 7 seconds or something like that. So yeah, so like going on to legends and all, as it can be, but it is very interesting and all. As Telltale Mona, literally the people of before, like translating into the people of before, refers to the ancestral spirits that inhabit the earth along with the living, as the ancient Chamorros believed that the world around them was full of spirits who provided both daily protection, assistance for their tasks, but can also create dangers and problems, as connections between the Chamorros and these spirits change over time, primarily due to like cultural changes, Spanish colonialization and Christianization. As over time, slowly, these spirits have changed from like ancestors to the wider ghost devils and demons that play tricks and cause harm today, kind of thing. As Talatom Mona can be defined in different ways depending on the relationship with the living, and is therefore a term which could generally refer to all spirits of Chamorro ancestors, to all those who have come before the people now, and they play a huge role in the daily life of Comoros, offering assistance and protection still with all daily tasks, as they can be treated as members of the family were referred to be name and through terms of endearment. As Santa Marianne Camalen, as Santa Marianne Camalen, also known as Our Lady of Carmen, is the patron saint of Guam. As a 300-year-old Saint Marianne Carmen statue is a revered icon, and the unknown origins can be explained through kind of like legends and all that. As the actual statue of Santa Marianne Carmen is about 28.75 inches tall and weighs about 48.5 pounds. Translated, if you will, is made of wood, except for the eye made for the face and folded arms. As she is painted with a blue and black, pink and blue gown, and sits high at the Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica in Hagantna, and a niche behind the altar, as Guamian celebrates the Feast of the Immaculate Conception annually on the 8th of December, as Catholics turn out by the thousands to Hagatna to honour her in the procession around the island's capital, as she is one of the most important icons in Guam's history, religious and otherwise. As one version of the legend, like a fisherman from Marisa went fishing and spotted a statue of the Virgin Mary on the ocean floor, and he swam under but surprised and moved away from it. But he did try to move away, but he couldn't seem to get away, if you know what I mean. As he returned to shore and sought advice from the village priest, as the priest told the fisherman to dress in his Sunday clothes and try again, and he did so again, and he was able to get the statue. Another version of the legend is that the fisherman saw the statue floating in the water, escorted by 2 golden spotted crabs. I expect and suddenly seen Tamatoa from Moana. There now he has like the big shell on his back with a lot of gold on it. And each of the 2 crabs, bearing a light candle between its claws, also became known as the Lady of the Crabs. While the fisherman returned, he looked at the statue, took the statue to the press studio and all the main barracks, which was still under construction, where the statue was relegated to a tool shed, as this in Spanish Carmen, and in Cameron she thus became known as Santa Maria del Carmen in Spanish, or Santa Maria Cameron in Camaro, and can be known as the Lady of the Barracks. And then there's Puntan dos Tez, as it's kind of like one of two comrades lovers who love each other, but the love was unacceptable because he was a high caste, or like a higher caste, or man, or mato, and she was like a lower caste woman, like a mana chang. As matos was strict castes, like birds from like women, people from lower caste, like women kind of thing. And so as in Mato of the village of Naton fell in love with a young and pretty Manachang girl and fled with her, but he found no asylum among another native group. But he refused to part with her. It's like they were pursued by like the relatives and all that. You know, young lovers wanted sometimes the most inaccessible wood and rocky areas, but it was so precarious and it was bare. Determined to put an end to it, they built a tomb of stone and placed the infant that was sad, the sad fruit of their love. When lost and distracted, Ben climbed out of the very high, steep-sided peak beside the sea, binding themselves together by the hair and clasping each other as they cast themselves from the peak into the waves below. As the cave became known to the Spanish as Cabo de los Montes, or Lover's Cape, it is now known as Punta de los Anantes, or Two Lovers Point. And yeah, just a little story and all that. Yeah, that is Guam for you. So yeah.
Right, and who's going in the bath first?
Daily struggles.
You. Okay.
Bye for now.